Do we have to choose how we solve the problem? We either go to the moon or we fight Medion. We'll see. Trust that you've had a good rest. Somewhat, I suppose. Non-void master functionals arrived not long ago. The message: Loports have determined Medion's location. I'm gonna have to get out the roster and I'll meet you there along with the others. Okay. Murray appears to be present and accounted for. Good. As you know, the Loports have deduced the whereabouts of Medion by means of a crystal bequeathed to us by Hydaelyn herself. His location is a place far beyond the moon in the farthest reaches of the stars, sea of stars at the edge of creation. Veritable Ultima Thule? Oh, is that why Soken wrote to the edge? Because we gotta go to the edge of... I get it. We have to go to the edge of creation. Interesting. Very, very clever. Indeed. How then are we to reach it? Excellent question. Luckily for you, I have an equally excellent answer. In theory, with its advanced propulsion systems, the moon is capable of delivering you to Ultima Thule. The myriad of other facilities housed within would greatly impede travel throughout the Sea of Stars. Even the Mother Crystal may not possess aether enough to bear so massive a vessel to our destination and back. However, if we integrate our hyperhopper into your aether burner, we should be able to fire things up and jump our way to the end of the universe in no time. Father, does this mean... Bear in mind, this decision is not made solely at my discretion, but with the consent of the Forum. In Loport's proposal, the Forum was faced with a grave decision. Oh, maybe it was their bold decision. To commit the Ark to this endeavor would mean abandoning both our plans to evacuate the moon and to resettle on another star. Needless to say, the proposition invited fierce debate. Yeah, no kidding. In the end, however, his Forum was swayed by the simple fact that Hydaelyn believed you possessed strength needed to overcome this crisis. Great Exodus was, after all, a plan of Hydaelyn's own making. Therefore, if in the 11th hour she would proffer another means by which we may seek salvation, we would be fools to dismiss it out of hand. Indeed, she sacrificed everything, her very existence, to avert the destruction of this star. That's why we have chosen to place our faith in Hydaelyn, in you. The Ark will be made ready for your voyage to Ultima Thule. Of all the people that have labored so tirelessly to prepare for the evacuation, they must be furious. Do not be so sure. They have not forgotten your deeds on the Magna Glacius, nor did your instrumental role in orchestrating the delivery of adamantite go unnoticed. No, the people do not protest. Quite the contrary. They express their unwavering support for you and your mission. Are Loports too willing to abandon the Exodus? You're not listening well when we said that we were born of Hydaelyn's love for theirs and its people. If it means your survival, we'd do anything to help. And you will certainly have need of our expertise when you're where you're going. There's no guaranteed ultimate goals of places that supports life. An otherwise vexing problem our know-how can remedy. Besides, Hyland chose us to lead the way to Medion. Why else would she give you a crystal that only we can decipher? More importantly, we were perfectly content to evacuate theirs until you brought us here, Orianche. Now we're enamored with this place. So what choice we have but to save it? Fair enough. Of course, none of this is possible without you in silence. I must ask, are you certain you wish to do this? Couldn't stop us if you tried. I like that answer. Although the second one also was a valid option, I think. Very well, we shall inform the form of your decision and begin preparations to bolster the arc with the hyper hopper. Operates will coordinate the Ilzabar contingent to have the necessary components transported via the Tower of Babel. Of course, it'll take time until the work is complete. For now, pray take your ease. It would seem there's naught to do but rest and prepare. Shall we? Ere we depart, we must leave nothing undone. Quite, though it is difficult to conceive of how one can best prepare to brave a domain where Dynamis governs all. Nevertheless, Hyland deemed us worthy of the trials that await. Lack of any other feasible options at this late stage, let's trust in your judgment and face Medion as we are. Which leaves a not so small task of coordinating our efforts here to you and Tataru. If all goes to plan, we'll be back before you know it. I certainly hope so. We'll be praying for your safe return. Mayhap it affects the Dynamis for the better. That said, we should get some rest to make the most of the time we've been afforded. The meeting's over, is it? You were in there for so long I started to worry. What did they have to say? The edge of creation. I see. Rest assured, everything that will remain in order until your turn, and you will return. Actually, can I borrow you for just a moment? Looks like your plans for the interim are decided. And two of you have finished, meet us back at the Beldessian Annex. Yep. Will do. Come with me to the Agora, I have something to show you. Welcome to Tataru's boutique. I've always done my best to provide the signs of fashionable attire, but in your case specifically, make an extra effort to strive for the most functional yet stylish clothing one could ask for. Not that I'm playing favorites, but you are the warrior of light. Faced with this unprecedented crisis, I knew you would need an ensemble unlike anything I've created before, and that I wouldn't be able to do alone. So after enlisting the aid of the world's finest artisans, I finally completed my career-defining masterpiece. Then inspiration struck. I saw a golden opportunity just begging to be seized. With the help of some Davnarian refugees, I decided to set up shop here in Charlian. Of course, I'd never charge you for any of our works. Perish the thought. Bars are rude. How are things coming along? Everything's in order, Mrs. Shitaru. We'll be ready to open shortly. Which is why I brought you here, to be our very first patron. Would you mind waiting here a moment longer? Not be skipped, you wish to cancel, yeah. I did not expect to find you here. Oh, Varshan. Red eyes, jeez, it looks so creepy and scary. Imagine Nidal would also wish to offer her regards. Alas, after delivering her dragon skills to the engineers, she remained to assist with their work on the ether burner. The Simulacrum 2 will stay in Charlian while I oversee matters in Radzahan. Rather convenient means to keep abreast of developments pertaining to the final days or anything else. It also allows me, for passion, to watch over my people in this distant land. I was hoping you'd stop by. Can't thank you enough for allowing your artisans to work with me here at the boutique. Please, it is I who should be thanking you. This establishment has restored a sense of normalcy to their lives. You have blessed them with newfound purpose and a means by which to support themselves in these troubled times. What's more, when they at last return home to Radzahan, the experience and knowledge they've gained in your employ will no doubt prove a boon to the artistry and commerce of our land. In fact, I came here to see how your new employees are settling in, and express my gratitude for granting them this opportunity. It's an opportunity for me as well, believe you me. Your artisans have taught me so much about Davnarian craftsmanship. Their resourcefulness and ingenuity are nothing short of inspiring. I can't wait to see what kinds of wonders we can come up with. I pray you every success in your endeavors, Mr. Shitaru. Before coming here, I heard word of Florent's decision of what will soon be attempted. It was only then that I finally understood why my father called this star the last bastion of hope. Indeed, it was the last bastion. For the flame of every other star he encountered had likely been extinguished. In the boundless dark, the light of brimming life must have been blinding in all its splendor. You journey onto the heavens to protect that light. May the scales of my kin serve you well. Faith that you'll prevail and restore peace and tranquility to this star. Let's see. We should be honored to receive you. There's still much of Radzahan you have yet to see. Forgive me, but I must take my leave. Fare you well. And remember, the people of the star have not yet given up hope, and neither must you. Yep. Are there more people that are gonna show up that not have to talk to, but that I'm gonna end up having to talk to? Yep. Oh, where must I go to get a meal with some flavor in this wasteland of taste? Is that pudding way? Oh. Emanuele, or whatever his name is. Yeah. Chunkster, older boy. My, whatever are you doing here? Boutique, you say? I'd been meaning to expand my wardrobe. Yeah, something with a little more flair, perhaps befitting a man of my station. I have nowhere to flaunt said raiment so long as my confinement continues indefinitely. The young Lord Forton insists that so long as there's work to be done, no matter how trivial, I must abide here in Charlie. Thus do I toil through every fiber of my being, though every fiber of my being rails against it. Why, I've even suffered the company of that brute Sigurd to see supplies transported in timely fashion. He was the one granted leave this morning to participate in some supposed covert operation. So I suffer instead. Excuse me for his otherwise welcome absence, now burdened with extra busy work, and without honor here, there's no one to prepare my meals. Came here in the hopes of finding a nice cafe, perhaps. Alas, the Charlene delicacies I've sampled were lacking in every respect. Cafe over on the pier. Their cuisine didn't appear all that appetizing, but if you vouch for the cooking, then perhaps I'll give it a try. Thank you for the suggestion, and ta-ta for now, old boy. Sure. This is gonna show. Oh well. Is that me and Tatara that I spy? Hancock. Hancock, what are you still doing here? You said you were returning immediately after dropping off your cargo. Yes, that was my original plan. After all, any expertise required aside from the delivery of goods is well beyond my purview. Oh, excuse me. But what manner of entrepreneur would squander an opportunity to study the markets of the northern seas? Worry not, I'll return it straight away to Kugane once I've finished. Of course you'd find a way to turn this crisis to your advantage. She wounds me, the industrious woman running a new boutique. I'm not blind to the travails of those who fight on the front lines to deliver us from ruin. Indeed, I have every confidence that they'll succeed, and that I would make myself and my business ready for their return. If you believe in them so devoutly, then why not put your money where your mouth is? Fair enough, Tataru, fair enough. There's not more that I can do to help ready the Ark and her heroes for their maiden voyage. But on your return, I shall host a grand celebration in your honor back at the Bokairo Inn. Accommodations are quite costly, given the reputation of said establishment, but the East Aldenard Trading Company would be honored to foot the bill. Oh, a man of tart tastes, I see. Yes, there will be lemon cakes and much, much more. The finest delicacies of the world and Lord Lolorito have to offer. But let's speak more of this upon your return, lest I drive in more of Tataru's ire until next we meet. She does not look happy. Who else are we talking to? Is it Elise, maybe? Decided to spend your time at the markets, did you? Oh, it's, what? Biggs and something? Wedge, Tataru. Oh, it's Wedge and I think it's Biggs. Yeah, Biggs and Wedge. Take it work on the arc proceeds apace. It does indeed. Collaborating with the greatest minds of Charlotte and Raza Han has been a rewarding experience. And that's to say nothing of what we've learned from the Loperids. The arc is unlike anything we've ever had the pleasure to work on. Even Nero was rendered speechless on more than one occasion. I can't wait for you to see it. I thought we already saw it. It's still hard to believe that we have the means to send you off into a great expanse, though. The farthest known reaches of, well, everything. I never thought I'd live to see such marvels, yet here I am. More often than not, you and the science are the catalyst that sparks the need for these great innovations. To think how much I'd have missed out on if I had not been a member of the Ironworks. An awful lot of work, to be fair. And the privilege of being worked like a cart chocobo. There is that too. As busy as we've been, I wish there was more that we could do for you. But no matter what happens, we have to keep believing for a brighter future. One filled with even more adventure. I'll go with this one. 2 thumbs up. When you head back, would you tell the engineers I'll be along shortly with refreshments? It's very kind of you, Tataru. They'll be glad to hear it. And on that note, Wedge and I should get going. Still a few more supplies to gather before we return. I think that's everyone, I guess. Terribly sorry for the wait. Right this way, if you please. Right. I don't believe the two of you have been formally introduced. This is Varsarud from Palakistan. Oh, it's that lady. Yes, it was you who helped us at Perusa? And again when crossing the ice fields, was it not? I doubt we exchanged little more than glances then, but it's kind of you to remember me. Thanks to Mr. Shitaru, and many of my friends have found gainful employment in this farmland. Many of my friends. It's only natural to feel fear in the face of calamity. Such times we must look to one another for strength and succor. I know not whether we'll come to call this place home or return to Thabnir. We were here today and we're glad to have contributed to the cause. And contribute they did by helping to make your new garments as durable as possible. Put our hearts and souls into them and have every confidence that they'll keep you safe in the battles to come. Battle. God, to think how far we've come since our humble beginnings at the Waking Sands. Rising stones to the falling snows. Even a certain insufferable someone's Ruby Bazaar. We were always fortunate to find friends along the way. Even when you were swept away to the first, gratitude was there to grant you sanctuary. I'll never forget the relief I felt when you all returned to us. I thought my heart would burst. Yours has been a long, long journey I've been privileged to watch, often with bated breath as you persevered time and again. For all the joy we shared, there's been much sorrow as well. I have long since learned that you can't have one without the other. Which is why I promise to send you off to the sea of stars with a smile. You can be certain I'll be the first one to welcome you back on your return. Okay. In addition to your new ensemble, we have remnants and weaponry for every need, so please feel free to browse our stock. Specific gear. Ah, okay. Weapons and gear can be obtained. Weapons and gear obtained can be equipped at level 89. However, all item sets will be subject to item level sync. Upon reaching level 9 to corresponding jobs, items will no longer be synced. Furthermore, gear can be dyed while completes a role quest associated with said job. Ah. Can't get Eagle's Lance. Yes. Oh right, I can't even wear it. Dragoon. Yeah, I'll take Dragoon. Yes. Reaper. Yes. Monk. Samurai. Yes. Dragoon. Yes. Reaper. Yes. Yes. Ooh. T-Mac gauntlets. Here's arm guards. Atome Kote. Dragoon. Let's see here. Oops. Let's see. Dark Knight, yes. Hyperion. I'll dye it white. Yes. Lightbringer. What does Lightbringer look like? Not too bad. It's like silver platinum-ish. Yes. Gunbreaker, yes. Yes. Dark Knight. Yeah, that's... Magic range. Let's see. Black Mage. Yes. Summoner. Red Mage. don't think I'll really be doing magic DPS healer. Conjure. Yes. Sage. White mage. Wait. Yeah. I think that's everything that I want to get. That I can't wear the hat. Though delayed by your patronage, Tatara is ready to send you on your way. I realize that you still got lots to do before you depart, so I won't keep you any longer. I do hope you can find a moment for yourself and that the others can as well. They said they were returning to the Annex, though I doubt they stayed for long. If you decide to go looking for them, I suggest speaking to Krau first. I'm sure they would have told her of their plans. $5:45. I see that ticket that you received your gift from Tataru. Multiple gifts. The surprise is long in the making, with many long hours of fretting to get everything just right. Glad to see it realized in great success. Looking for the others though, they've already taken their leave. Stola, Thancred, and Urianger have gone to the last stand for a bite to eat. Nalze and Graha, meanwhile, all their time will be better spent poring over books at Numenon. As for Alfnote and Estinian, well, they've elected to pay a visit to the Levier estate, though Estinian seems somewhat reluctant to go. I'm sure that they'd all be glad for your company if you don't mind to seek them out. Should you be feeling peckish, I suggest heading to the last stand before Stola and the others finish eating. Above all else, it'd be foolish to run headlong into battle of fatigue mess, so do remember to get a good night's sleep. Come, make our trio a quartet. Please have a seat and we'll see about getting you a drink.
Your business with Tataru was finished. My, what a thoughtful surprise. Whatever would we do without her?
Indeed. And she's right, you know. It hasn't been all doom and gloom.
Feels like a lifetime ago that Master Louis Soir gathered us together to form the Circle of Knowing. Since then, we have experienced much. But rather than feeling wiser, the more I learn, the more I find my knowledge lacking.
Forsooth. As a student, vainly did I believe that I held the secrets of creation in my grasp. Yet that which I had seized was but an insignificant sliver of what awaited in the wider world. Every encounter, every experience hath served to open mine eyes, enlightening and humbling me in equal measure. Even from those whom I called enemies have I learned many a valuable lesson.
What will we learn at the edge of the universe, I wonder?
Ultima Thule, where the bringer of the end makes her nest. I, for one, can't possibly imagine. But whatever awaits us there, we will survive. We must. For her.
Make sure you bring enough ammunition.
Gods, it feels like only yesterday that we went on that mission to Drybone. We've both changed much since then, have we not?
We've come far together, and if we have aught to say about it, we'll go further still. Aye, we will avert this calamity and return home. In preparation for which, we must give thought to what we hope to achieve after the proverbial dust has settled.
What with the primals and Ascians all but dealt with, I suppose we'll need to look for new hobbies. In all seriousness, though, in uniting to overcome a common foe, the disparate peoples of the world have found a way forward together. It's a truly gratifying sight to see.
Indeed. Though it was many years in the making, we have successfully set in motion the gears of fundamental change. With this, we have fulfilled our humble role as a symbol of hope. And I dare say it is time to bow out. After all, there is no shortage of hands to bear the torch in our stead.
You know, I never really considered I might live long enough to see an after. But even if my time as a scion came to an end, I don't expect that much will change. Traveling the world, going wherever the wind blows, lending a hand to those in need.
A journey for journey's sake. It doth suit thee well. I must confess, I too have yearned to see more of the world. If thou art amenable to the suggestion, I would accompany thee. Mine ability to effect an air of normalcy through artful disguise is much improved, thou must concede.
Aye, well, improvement is relative. You still look suspicious no matter what you wear. What of you, Ishtola? Any grand plans?
Why, continue my quest for knowledge, naturally. To begin with, I wish to know the state of the reflections, to which end I must find a means to travel between worlds. 'Tis the least I must do if I am to keep my promise. Should my pursuits prove unduly arduous, I won't hesitate to call on you. And in return, I will take you to see Reen one day. I'm sure you cannot wait to see the fine young woman she has become.
Spare me.
Oh, embarrassed.
And what of thee? What wouldst thou pursue at duty's end?
Here's yours. My apologies for the wait.
Well, shall we make a toast? To victory.
To our comrades.
To the future of the star.
It's gonna give me some option. No? Okay. I'm spending a lot of time talking. Leaving so soon? I suppose it's for the best. If you'd rather not explore the bottom of a bottle with Ryonji. Dare say the others welcome your company as well, if you can find them, that is. In any case, as long as you make the most of your time, then that's all that matters. Right. Yeah, talk to Alize and Alpha now. Let's see. Alpha knows up in the estate. Alize is south of the studium. I'll go speak with Alize first. Pudding away. Have you found your pudding? Oh, you're reading. Come to the studium in order to study the ways of pudding. Alas, my creations don't jiggle as they should just yet, but I persevere. Okay. He's fast asleep.
Oh. Knowing them, they're probably dreaming about the celestial adventures to come. Just as well. They've been running themselves ragged of late. Unlike you and the others, I'm a few steps removed from the danger and excitement. The things you all get up to never fail to impress me. But by the same token, I can't help but worry. Not only for your safety, but for your happiness. After everything you've sacrificed, you earned it 1,000 times over. From the simple pleasures of tucking into a hearty meal or collapsing into a comfortable bed,
Are they able to sleep in this cold weather?
to the grand triumphs of visiting legendary lands or finding true love. You deserve all the joy in the world. There is so much that life has to offer, so much to be treasured and shared with those we hold dear. So promise me this. Come what may, you won't give up on your own happiness. When you're out there fighting tooth and nail, it's all too easy to forget. But in the end, your passions will be your greatest strength of all. Remember that.
This feels familiar. Well, 'tis good to be... wait. What am I... Gods, don't tell me I fell asleep.
Not that there's any shame in it.
but you were sleeping like babies.
Oh, how embarrassing.
Not really that embarrassing.
Not a word to anyone. Understood? Not one word.
I'm told that sleeping in proper beds of your own choosing is a much more effective way to prepare for battle.
So, what were the two of you doing here?
I had a few books to return to the library. Thought I'd take care of it while I could.
And you?
They both just can tilt their heads to the side at the same time. That's funny. Okay. No. Alpha no.
Oh. What brings you here? Ah, so you were worried that the Levier household might again be gripped by turmoil. All is well, I assure you. In my letters home, I had made mention of Estinian, you see.
What the
My
hell's he
mother wished
wearing?
to meet the legend in person, and so we arranged to have a spot of tea together.
Where were you in my hour of need? Fell beasts I can face, but I'm not made for idle chit-chat with lords and ladies.
Well, I for one thought you held your own. Mother was the picture of delight.
I might have been delighted myself, were we in a tavern with more agreeable drink. The thought of fleeing crossed my mind, but what then? I'd never hear the end of it, least of all from Tataru.
I'm sorry. 'Twas not my intent to cause you such distress. It's just... it was one of the things I didn't want to leave undone ere we set forth. That's not to say I think we won't be returning. Yet, given what lies ahead, I did not wish to leave for later that which I could do today. After all, tomorrow is never promised.
It's fine. Not like I had better things to do. Besides, seeing you with your mother brought back fond memories of my own. Be we rich or poor, family is family. Well, it's past time we were on our way.
I swear if Alphino ends up dying from that one trailer, or because of that one
Wait.
trailer. It is voiceover.
Since I left home, I've made a great many mistakes. Mistakes for which I can never make amends. But through it all, you didn't give up on me. To have returned here with you at my side, it means more to me than you know. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart. Forgive me, but it needed to be said.
Alright.
I'm the one who owes you thanks. Were it not for you, I would not be alive today, nor come to terms with Nidhogg's spirit. I am ever grateful.
Well, we needn't make it a competition. You know, this must be what Heidelin meant when she spoke about depending on one another. However treacherous the road before us, together we will prevail.
Speak with... Oh, I think they're at the annex. Yep. Welcome back. Return to catch a few winks before embarking on your mission, I presume. I'd be happy to know that your chambers have been cleaned and fresh linens laid out. I pray that you enjoy the sweetest of dreams on this final night before the big day. Alrighty. That night at the Royal Menagerie in Alamico. Don't tell me Xenos is behind something. Or is up to something.
You will never get what you want. Not even the battle you pine for so dearly. In that transcendent moment, what was it that I sought in you? And what was it that you sought in me?
Are you asking those questions too? Say, I don't know. And thus it dawns. Day of a reckoning.
How often have we thus assembled? To combine our knowledge and seek solutions to the problems before us.
Back at the Waking Sands, it was all we could do to address the most minor of troubles. Who could have realized what we'd find when we began to look to the sources of the realm's woes?
At the Rising Stones, we made great strides and shared many moments. from the joyous to the sorrowful.
We've had occasion to call other places home too. Be it Ishgard or Kugane, we were fortunate to find sanctuary wherein we might take stock and continue our fight.
I was honored to host this company in the Crystarium, to stand with you all as we confronted the truth of the star itself.
And now from this place, we go to fight the most important battle of all.
The Forum has sent word. The Ark is ready. The Loporrits naturally will be commanding the vessel. They will see the 8 of you to Ultima Thule. Upon arriving, your objective is to find and vanquish Meteon. As a final formality, the Forum bade me ascertain your resolve. So, are you certain you wish to do this?
We are.
Then, ere you report to Thalmasane, I leave you with these words. You must triumph. What that means will differ for each of you. To make it back home, or to simply avert doom, or perhaps something else altogether. Yet whatever it is that drives you, I have faith in its power to see you through. So please, triumph. Triumph, as we who remain behind believe you will.
Let us be off then.
Wait! Both Kryl and I will be there to see you off, but as your receptionist, I feel I need to say this here. Safe journey, all of you, and be safe.
To the heavens, almost at 90. Suppose this is where we part ways, for now at least. With I had sage words of wisdom to share ere you depart, mayhap the teachings of Galuf Baldassian would suffice. Oops. Surrender not to anger or hatred, look beyond them and there find true strength. what one sees beyond is open to interpretation, I think. But for me, it'd be the things I cherish most in life, things I believe that are worth fighting for. And to consider as you venture onto a sea of stars. Okay. Speak to their dad and Talmazane. It's in Labyrinthos. Okay, I'll just use this. Poor Agnes. And then the music just drastically changes. Prelude.
All present and accounted for? Good. As you will have heard, the Ark is ready. All that remains is to board and be on your way.
I've seen my fair share of tight schedules, but this was bloody murder. But we did it. We finished the ship.
Yes, it definitely sounds a lot different compared to Realm Reborn.
It's safe, fit for purpose, and looks good to boot. Aye, it's a Garland through and through.
I really don't know what we'd do without you. Thank you for everything.
Well, the work was hard, but we've learned a lot from it. After all, it's not every day you get tasked with building a starfaring vessel. In case you're wondering about payment, the ongoing existence of the world ought to do. But feel free to throw in a colorful recounting of your journey on your return. So, have you thought of a name?
A name? Wasn't everyone just calling it Father's teeny tiny toy boat?
Well, seeing as its purpose has changed, I thought a more eloquent name was in order. I suggested as much to Fortuneau, who seemed quite amenable to the idea.
As you know, this vessel is the culmination of heretofore unprecedented collaboration. And though said collaboration is owed to the Scions, there is another whose noble deeds made our work possible.
Swa?
From a fragment of Dalamud, we obtained not only advanced materials such as refined adamantite, but the knowledge to traverse the stars. And this fragment would not have found its way to us had the Archon Louisois not fought to protect this world. And in so doing, laid down his life. Now that the vessel stands complete, I cannot help but wonder if it was more than mere happenstance. If it was my father's intention to guide us here. In the hopes that his guidance will see you all safely home, I name the vessel after that self-same fragment of Dalamud he delivered unto us.
Dalamud? Is that what it's called?
The starship Ragnarok.
There's a good ring to it. Oh, he's smiling.
Sorry for the wait. I got everyone you asked for, and not a one less.
Change of plans, buddy. Oh, it's all the beast tribes. Unless they're gonna be acting as a crew.
I invited them. The representatives of those tribes with religious inclinations. You've done a fine job of readying the Ragnarok, but for it to take flight, we'll of course need the power of the Mother Crystal.
They need to pray.
Given its immense size, however, transporting it would be an absolute logistical nightmare, not to mention we'd need to shatter it into tiny shards for feeding to the engines. But a brilliant idea came to me. We convert the crystal's energy into forms that can transport themselves.
Thou wouldst employ summoning, or should I say its precursor, creation magics.
Care to explain for our benefit?
As you may have witnessed at Bestway's Burrow, the Loporrits are capable of creation magics, which they use to shape the moon's environment. Yet simple though they make it seem, 'tis a highly advanced and exacting art. To perform it correctly requireth that the wielder holdeth the object in his mind's eye in clearest detail.
Hence the ancients' meticulous management of concepts.
Drawing upon this art, the Ascians conceived of summoning as we know it. A derivative that replaceth the complexity of concepts with the simplicity of zealotry to make manifest a creation.
I see. By combining the Loporrits' magics and the tribe's faith, we convert the Mother Crystal into primals of purer form and greater obedience. Summoning as it was intended, one might say.
Indeed! Indeed! While Heidelin gave us the ability to use creation magics, she forbade us from using it to make anything possessed of a soul, or similar. She didn't say anything about fulfilling the desires of others, though. So, borrowing our friend's faith, we'll create deities using the Mother Crystal's power and send them to the Ragnarok!
Am I the only one here concerned about the risk of being turned into a tempered minion?
Oh, right, I was getting to that. From what I've read in Sharlayan tomes, it appears the Ascians incorporated an additional nasty element into their summoning method. The fervent desire to assimilate others into one's belief. Beings thus created are instilled with the self-same desire and use their powers to enthrall people, starting with the summoner. In contrast, our creation magics, the original and the best, except no substitutes, don't incorporate any of that rubbish. So there's no risk of tempering. I mean, if the being was on the scale of Zodiac, you might feel a little tug, but I think we'll be safe enough.
Truth be told, I do not understand the intricacies of this plan. But none of us would ever turn our backs on you. When the avatars of our faith ran amok, you intervened without decrying we who birthed them. Where others vilified and suppressed us, you offered understanding and friendship. In gratitude, we will share with you the true expressions of our gods. Not malevolent deities, but benevolent saviors.
I feel like tearing up again.
Alright, you lot, we're
For
heading to
whatever
the
reason.
ethereal sea. Stay in sight, else you're liable to get lost.
Lead the way.
Like this guy knows how to navigate the place. Oh, Varshan's there.
May we have a moment? In anticipation of the day man might journey to the stars, we developed these.
Anticipated this?
Portable teleportation devices, one for each of you, designed to work in tandem. Press the button on one, and in a matter of moments, all 8 will activate and send their owners back to the Ragnarok. There is no telling what hazards you may encounter. If you find yourself separated or lost, please do not hesitate to use them. Be safe, all of you, and come back.
You as well. I pray you take care.
Looks like everything is in order, so I'll go ahead and board. A few of my fellows will remain to assist with the summonings, but rest assured, the vessel won't want for competent crewing.
If you are ready, then you should board as well. Go, and Godspeed.
Wonder what we're gonna find out there. With a glyph. Come this way, I'll direct you to the bridge. We're on boarding Ragnarok. Some of our cutscenes will play in sequence. Recommend that you use this idea. Okay. Alright. Looks like it's the final stretch. Whoa. Sleeping away.
Welcome to the bridge, everyone! I hope you have everything, because I can't be bothered turning back. Right then, make yourselves comfortable. We're setting off in just a moment.
It's incredible.
This is Forshano. Can you hear me?
Yes, you are very loud in my ears.
The preparations for the summonings are complete. In accordance with the 14th phase of the plan, we have moved the Ragnarok to the launch site. The gates are open.
You may depart when ready.
So, are we ready?
As ready as we'll ever be. Let's get going.
Oh, come on. A burnt-out star's got more fire in its belly. Try it again, with feeling.
Engage!
Fucking sleeping one.
Engage!
Oh, this looks like Power Rangers shit. Dang, this one big ship. Holy crap. I didn't realize how big that thing is. Holy shit. Whoa, what the hell? What the fuck? It's for Titan. Oh, how many more are there? Is that Garuda? Leviathan? I didn't quite see. This is King Wigglebug. Oh god, what was the whale? I forget the name. There's Garuda.
Ah! That I must carry landwalkers into the sky! I cannot imagine a greater indignity!
Do not sulk
Yes, I know.
so, for thy mighty winds exist not only to buffet and batter. Nay, they may serve also to thrust forth with vigor. Such is thy glory, and
Bismarck
thus it
was
is
the
an
white
occasion
whale.
to rejoice. So come, let us revel.
Jesus Christ, his personality. Look at it. Bismarck. Does Bismarck even talk? Oh wait, no, I'm pretty sure, but I don't know
So
about.
long as the wind blows freely, I suppose all is as it should be in creation. I will render unto them a storm, that they may pierce the firmament and fly free!
Jesus, this is epic. Oh boy. Dynamo. Oh, they open up a fucking portal? Holy shit, I didn't realize that's how that was gonna work. Holy. And it is actually insane.
goes well. Fantastic, even. Thanks to the power of those primals, the engines are roaring and we're ripping along.
All values are also within projected ranges. Time to destination is 8 carats. Perhaps 7 at a pinch. All right, let's go over some points of caution. Our destination, as you know, is Ultima Thule. Lest you wonder, the place is not a star so much as a patch of emptiness. That's the extent of what our equipment could determine, anyway. From what we know of Meteon, she's likely used Dynamis to obfuscate her location.
So, in conclusion, we'll only know what's there when we get there.
The crew and I will see to it the ship's ready to take off at a moment's notice. We'll support the search as best we can, but it'll be your paws on the ground, assuming there is any. But everything will be fine, I'm sure. Heidelin believes in you, so you ought to believe in yourselves. Just don't do anything I wouldn't, like waiting too long to use those portable teleporters of yours. Personally, at the slightest sign of trouble, I'd mash the button to bits, and you should as well.
Oops.
Understood. We promise to be careful.
I suggest you brace yourselves. We're about to arrive, and the vessel will shake a good bit.
That doesn't sound too good.
What is this? Something is interfering with the equipment. Greetings.
Oh no. Jesus Christ.
Greetings. Can you hear me?
So this is Meteon.
Oh. Have you met one of my sisters? I don't remember meeting you myself. But I do know that you're from Atheris. Why have you come? All you had to do was wait. I would have delivered to you your ends.
We didn't ask for that.
I don't understand. All life is destined to end. Why choose to prolong your suffering? Effort, ambition, love, they amount to naught. Happiness, should you find it, is inevitably lost. Stolen away by events beyond your control. There is no logic nor meaning in it. You think there is. Convince yourselves. But it's all a cruel accident. Come now. I speak the truth. A truth you would recognize if you looked up at the night sky. Unbroken emptiness. Cold, dark, and silent. Your world like every other.
is but a blemish upon its perfect fabric. Life is an anomaly. It is unnatural and cannot continue. The sooner you accept this, the easier it will be.
Just to be clear, we're not here to argue with you. We know that life is fleeting, and that in the short time we have it, we're not assured happiness.
Indeed. I've seen far more sorrow in the eyes of many I've met. I myself have plenty of regrets. And one day they'll die with me, gone to dust with my good deeds and unfulfilled dreams.
But we accept this. That our existence may seem pointless. That sorrow, rage, and despair will always dog our heels. And we press on regardless. That is why Hydaelyn guided us here. In her boundless love for mankind, she has prepared us for this trial, and in her name, we have come for you.
Yes, I sense it. A burning passion like unto fury. I know it well. For the same passion once burned in many a star before yours. Suffocated and extinguished now.
That was creepy.
You approach the bounds of my ultimatum, where emotions dictate reality, where resignation and acceptance unite to embrace the end.
God, Jesus.
Where those who yet valiantly cling to life cannot thrive.
Thancred. Oh no.
By the Fury. Thancred?
Meteon has gone as well. Mayhap he awakened first and gave chase.
Everyone? It appears we are at our destination. This is Ultima Thule.
Not that we knew what to expect, but I wasn't expecting this. From atmospheric composition to ambient temperatures, all reading to within permissible range. This place is capable of supporting life.
If that's the case, then Thancred may well have gone on ahead. Let's go and have a look. Meanwhile, I want the rest of you to perform a full inspection of the ship, as well as a biological scan.
So it was that the brave wayfarers arrived at last at Dream's End.
An Alpha now?
In following their path walked, and history written, I am made keenly aware of one truth.
No, that's Emmett.
Though the curtains may fall again and again, so long as others take the stage, ever shall there be more tales to tell.
What the hell is this place?
So, let them bring it to a close, I say. Let the curtains fall upon this, the final chapter in the tale of the star.
Is this a dead star?
As I live and breathe, I live and breathe. Well, the environment itself shouldn't kill us.
Well then, let us search for Thancred while exploring the area. The ship we leave in your care.
Can't guarantee you'll be of help in these strange surroundings, but I've readied a provisions node in case of emergency. If you've been incurring any real danger here, I expect you to return to the Ragnarok at once. Okay. Oh wow, I'm really close to 90. I didn't even realize. A strange new world. Tries my Alpha can find no sense of Thancred. Fortunate that this place can support life, albeit barely, I suspect, given the torpid, stale quality of the air. Never mind that, must find Thancred. Let's begin our search from the prow of the ship, as it seems like a good direction as any. Try to stray too far, lest we lose sight of one another. Sounds good to me. Do I want to repair my gear? Yeah, I'll repair everything. Just weapons. What can I get? Level 88. Gear. Tools. Manganese chocobo frying pan. Does it have a chocobo in it? Oh, it's got a little little hatchling chocobo. Man, I've got so many gear coffer things. Strange new world indeed. Yeah, this place is... Gosh, I don't even know what to call it. Ostracon Deca Octo. Wait a second. That Deca Octo thing. It sounds really familiar. Do you have to fight this guy? I don't think so. I can just go around him, right? Oh, come on. Ruins. But of what, I wonder? Perhaps we can find something to help us understand the nature of this place. A relic, an inscription, anything. Let's see. Town pillar's been partially melted like sometime in the distant past. Likely sometime in the distant past. It does not appear to have been inflicted deliberately, rather it calls to mind the indiscriminate destruction often wrought in the heat of battle. Look here, this part's relatively intact. Intricate design on the top suggests it was man-made, though its builders were surely not men as we conceived of them. Having said that, I swear I've seen this pattern before. Might have been from something he studied or may have come across in his research. Thought this hill might offer a better view of our surroundings. Our decision in hindsight. Besides light from the ship, all is shrouded in darkness. Anchorage's here? I'd never know it. But I can tell we're at the near edge of an island, if you can call it that, surrounded by floating debris. Were you able to find anything? Couldn't find Thancred. I need to get a little bit more comfy. Seat. As I feared, and still no trace of Thancred. There's nothing but emptiness as far as the eye can see, which unfortunately isn't very far. Though I can't help but suspect that someone or something is here. At times when I sense it drawing close, and then a chill washes over me, leaving me exhausted. Me with feelings of death and anguish. Oh, they can't see it? Oh, no, they can. What are you talking about? There's nothing there. Wait, what? They don't see the thing? Before we jump to any conclusions, perhaps we should search elsewhere. Agreed. We found only more questions when we were in desperate need of answers. There's a fair stretch of terrain from the ship's port side we have yet to explore. Let's try searching there then. A word before we join the others. Oops, did I think I may have. That was a bit of an oops on my part. I think I may have hit my mic. If I did, then I didn't mean to do that, obviously. See them too, don't you? Dragons. As I thought. The presence is tenuous at best. There's no mistaking it. No doubt your bond with Midgard somewhere in mind with Nidhogg is what allows us to perceive them. Could these apparitions be related to the dragons that now live on Aetheris? Better to leave such conjecture to the others. In any case, you must be careful. We may soon find dragons they can see as well. Death and anguish. What happened to them, I wonder? Ooh, Aetherite. Whoa, those are ghostly looking ones. Oh, those aren't hostiles. It seems like. And there's my level up. I don't know how Communio works. We'll see. Maybe you can commune with these dragons.
Dragons? Here?
Oh, so now they can see them.
What you see is a memory of a world that once was. A world suffering a slow death, whose denizens cried out for the release of oblivion.
What? Their world is dead?
It is. Not a single life remains upon that husk floating in the vast emptiness. These creatures are shadow and shade, perpetuated only to suffuse dynamis with their unending lamentations.
Our friend Thancred, where is he?
A strange question. He is at your side, is he not? Oh yes. He is here and there, and everywhere within this space. He would tell you himself if he had form to form words. Huh. Such loathing and uncertainty. You don't know why you still exist. In like manner to the oblivion I send, I tried to drown out your ether with dynamis. Beginning with this Thancred, who came at me despite being unable to breathe. Such a simple thing, unmaking men. In the blinking of an eye, he was gone. Didn't even have the chance to be transformed. Yet somehow, he managed to leave a slither of himself behind. What you call the heart? Or perhaps the soul. In his final moment, he cried out from it. A single word. Survive. That wish proved stronger than the despair that ruled here. It overpowered it, causing this space to be remade. Into a place you can perceive, and where life can endure. That you draw breath is proof that his soul lives on. For how long, however, remains to be seen.
Well then, we should hurry and tend to business.
It's futile. You will never reach the true me. I told you, emotions dictate reality in this space. Such changes as you might work will not alter in its nature. You may see, but you cannot touch. Walk, but not advance.
Meteon holds too much sway here. How do we contend with a foe who can unmake us on a whim?
I do not know. But Thancred gave his life that we might come this far. We must press on.
Agreed. We cannot turn tail here. Not without something to show for our comrade's sacrifice.
I'll take the silver piece. Burden wings. Oh, is everyone gonna disappear one by one? Jeez, I hope not. Soul without body, a form of being with which we are not wholly unfamiliar. Indeed, we existed in a similar state when residing in the first. Circumstances are rather more dire than that, 'tis true, but I choose to believe that he's not forever lost to us. Regardless, in sacrifice he hath afforded us a chance to prevail. Let us not squander it, and ascertain the nature of this realm that we might confront and defeat Meteon. Yeah, Juncture, would you mind accompanying me and speaking with these dragons? Mayhap they may enlighten us. Ask that the rest of you survey the surrounding area. If there's a path that may lead us to our quarry, we must find it. Very well, we can reconvene here when everyone is finished. Meteon said that these dragons are shadow and shade from a world whose denizens sought oblivion. As such, they're not like to be amenable to company, let alone conversation. So please be careful. Let's split up and gather what knowledge we may. Visitor, not of this star, could thy slender hands bring plague to our world, thy breath extinguish life's feeble flame. Oh, how we would adore thee, O Isles. With time our flesh shall wither, our souls fade, and so we wait for its inexorable march unto oblivion. Thou art not come to hasten our demise. I bid thee leave us. We crave not companionship. Silence. Walk straight through. Wait a second. Oh, there's another player here. Beyond the distant veil, paradise lost, so glorious, so beautiful. We are a proud and noble race, strength embodied. We knew only love before they came. Metal monstrosities of black and silver. No bonds of blood did they share, nor conviction did they have to guide them. Crushing defeat. Never had we known such shame. Stilled now are the winds, though none can fill these wings burdened by ignominy. Fly no more, only sink into oblivion. Thou wouldst bid me speak? Folly. I observed the lesson of stone. Shall not fly, nor speak, nor roar, only watch and wait. One sight yet stirreth my blood, tempteth me to raise my voice in lamentation. Knoll, a cradle of unsung dragons. No words, no songs are possessed of the weight to describe such tragedy. Go, if that be thy will, I shall remain. Assuming it's somewhere here northeast. They led you here as well, did they? It was described to me as the source of their woes and proof of their end. I think I'm beginning to see why. It's a hatching ground. Was. We've seen similar on Theris. I think our Summer's kind must once have lived and thrived in a place such as this. Preacher said that his father was driven from their ancestral home by war and strife. This, then, is the fate of those who remained. Let's have a look around. Maybe these eggs have more to tell of what happened here. One that's still intact over here and over there, it looks like. Murky liquid pooled inside this eggshell. Nauseous odor. It's indicative of contamination. Inside the shattered egg, you find the remains of an unborn dragon. Body had already begun to decompose. Gelatinous, half-dried membrane covering corpse suggests it failed to emerge. Wait a second. Is there like... Oh my gosh. Terrible. What about this one? Oh, this one's just a bunch of goop. Gingerly lifting a large egg from a viscous mire, you peer inside and see a formless mass soaking in a pool of embryonic fluid. Smoke turns as you return the egg to its resting place. Egg appears to have been broken from the inside out, perhaps Dragonet within succeeded in hatching. This, I thought all the eggs had been ruined. If the Dragonet was indeed hatched, there's no sign of it here, or its sire for that matter. Look for them. You start with the cliff tops and I'll search the plains. How recent, though, was the hatching of this dragon? Boisterous howling hath been quieted by thy hand, I presume. Everything alright? I thought I heard a dragon or something resembling one. I see what's happened here. Was that your child? Perhaps. Some eggs within on knoll are indeed mine. Life within one did quicken. The beast thou hast slain may have been of my blood. I do not recognize it, twisted and malformed as it is. Not a dragon in truth, but a reminder of our failure, a testament to our shame. Explain. Descended from the heavens, cold, heartless machines, and with them rode war and death. Fire and fury, rage and rancor, we gave answer to the long and bloody battle, but only the beginning. Until chaos and destruction swept over the star, in the end the invaders were victorious. Yet when they looked upon their prize, they deemed it unfit for requisition. They were abandoned to our ruin. Survivors sought to put away their shame, to rebuild, a futile effort. Impure soil replete with ether, did we once cultivate our nesting grounds? Our lands were barren, and any eggs nurtured in such desolation were fated to rot. If few survive to hatch and merge as abominations, shall have no new progeny. There are dragons among you capable of journeying to other stars. That there are. Many would make the attempt, each bearing a clutch of eggs. The richest stars were home to the harshest rulers. And the arrival of dragons incited contests for supremacy. Oops. But when the fires faded, wars lost and won, they too were reduced to ashes. Okay, so that's what I said. Tis the curse of those who seek life to be drawn into conflict, to conquer or be conquered. Vicious cycle we now choose to break. We tire of conflict, of everything. We now wait in sweet, merciful silence, free from strife and suffering, still as stone. Wait, you claim that your kind is doomed, but there is another star. Do we give the dragons here some hope? Test of will. Bereaved dragons fallen silent, leaving a stain inside with frustration. They want only to brood in silence. Gee, I wonder who that reminds me of. To be left alone with their grief until time itself comes to an end. It's no reward for senseless bloodshed. Pain I understand and wish that I did not. What fools we were. But now isn't the time for such thoughts. The others will want to hear what we've learned. I am not gonna walk the whole way there. No, thank you. Were you able to establish any meaningful contact with dragons? I see. They wish to escape what they perceive to be a cycle of conflict. Thank you. For our part, I believe we're more acutely aware of our confines than before. We started by traversing the perimeter of the island to see if there might be a path leading off of it. Sadly, there was nothing to be found. There's no small amount of debris floating about. Could there be enough to serve as a bridge that could lead us to elsewhere? I considered that, and so I tried throwing a stone onto a potential platform to judge its integrity. But it never reached its mark. As it crossed an invisible threshold just beyond the boundaries of this island, it vanished, only to reappear above me and fall at my feet. I would not be too quick to presume that what we see outside this space is as it appears. This is why I returned to Ragnarok and asked the Loporrits to search for a potential path. However, the ship's instruments failed to provide conclusive data on the surrounding area. Until we know more, I think it too risky to attempt flying to another island. But Medion told us before that emotions dictate reality here might be the key, but I'm not entirely sure what emotion might manifest a bridge to lead us to safety. What you're saying is we've no way forward. At present, yes. If it is indeed emotion that governs this island, perhaps it is not Medions but the dragons that hold us here. Tired of conflict and have chosen a path of oblivion to escape it. Or rather, they have chosen no path at all, meaning that there's no way for the dragons or anyone here on this island to advance. Sound theory, disheartening though it may be. If that's the case, what recourse do we have? They are not likely to be persuaded to help us. Their reasoning is built on a history of turmoil and strife, without irrefutable proof that the future is not as bleak as they believe it to be. Mayhap persuasion is not the answer. Medion meant to unmake us then and there on the Ragnarok, and she would have succeeded if not for Thancred's determination. Conceded it was strong enough to overpower the spirit that otherwise rules Ultima Thule, and reshape it to a degree. Perhaps it could be done again in like manner by overpowering the prevailing emotions. It was Ultima Thule's architect Medion herself against whom Thancred did put himself in a clash of wills. Though I marked no leader among them, as such I did chance to encounter a dragon possessed of despair far more potent than most. Potent enough mayhap to dictate the course for others, and thus their domain to follow. Spoke but few words, carefully chosen, their tone and timbre alone threatening to rend my heart in twain. Challenging his desire to remain may allow us to alter the island upon which we stand. Alas, I fear my vaunted rhetoric availed me not against his calcifying heart, but mayhap one of you will fare better. I shall guide thee, I'll end, they call him, in the dragon tongue. Thou wilt find him nearby, eyes fixated upon the water. Oh, there he is, yeah. Well, what have we to lose? Let's get going. Oh, that wasn't him. Thought it might be, but it wasn't. Oh no, I have to go this way. Go around.
He remaineth as he was when I first approached, entombed in melancholy.
I see. Perhaps I could...
I'll handle this.
What the fuck is this music? Holy shit, is this like an organ? Oh my god.
So, waiting to die like all the others, are you?
This
So you say. Yet your kind has found a new beginning on our star. One of you braved the Expanse, bearing with him a clutch of eggs. They and their children now rule our skies, their song heard by all. They suffered much, and repaid their suffering in kind. Had your brethren made the selfsame choice, my family might still be alive. Yet lasting peace does not come to those who simply retreat from conflict. No, you must be willing to confront it, to stare into the face of your foe, and see yourself in him. Only then can you break the cycle of torment and tragedy. This lesson, a dear friend taught me at the risk of his life. There is no nobility in your penance. You wallow in self-pity. And after everything we've endured, we will not let you stop us.
What the hell?
Estinian!
Stay back!
Oh, this is too epic.
I see. Theirs is the emotion that bars our way. The rest is up to you.
No! Not Estinian too!
There's a wind. He's opened the way for us. Sacrificed himself to remake this place, like Thancred did.
Oh, Alphino.
Come. Let us follow the wind. It will not lead us astray. He would not.
Damn, apparently it's everyone one by one. there, the wind. Is it Stanian's doing, I'm sure of it. Should ride its flow and see where it leads. Oh my gosh. So pretty. Down below, but like all that so bleak and dark. Wow. Bright light. The colors. Goodness. Well, Gale's delivery to the island scion should arrive before long. Did it? He found a way forward for us. Dragons remain trapped in their prison of their own making, lamenting the horrors of war. Yes, Stanian knew them better than most. A man of honor and a dear friend, willing to fight to the very end for what he believed was right. Oh, why did it have to be Dragon's song? Still fighting off now, just like Thancred. Sacrifices are why we could survive here, why we still have a chance to stop her. Even in spirit, they're unwilling to give in to despair, and we must not either. Alizé's right, we must press on, for their sake. As stolen now, as they said, we must continue. This is a change in our surroundings. Perhaps this is a memory of an altogether different world. It would be prudent to learn more of it then. Tread carefully, lest we lose our footing on in this sand. Roads paved. Sacrifice. 89. Okay, so I'm not at 90 quite yet. Jay's turn, I guess. Were it not for the violet crystal embedded in its surface to appear as ordinary stone. Curious script hath been etched upon them, alas, it's no language with which I'm familiar. Cannot say that I recognize it either. Nor I. Dragons, from what I recall, preserve their knowledge in song and eschew the written word entirely. So I may assume that this is the work of another race, one that we have yet to encounter. Young claimed that Dragon's world suffered a slow death seeking the release of oblivion. What life we find here, like as not, doth wend its way towards a similar end. I say he's looking around. What do you suppose that is over there? Not sure. It's hard to make out at this distance, but its surface seems to bear the same crystals as this monument. Meaning there's a chance that we may find whoever built them both. We should go and have a look. Come on. Hail, travelers. This is a most unexpected occurrence. Oh, hello there. Is this your home? Indeed it is. Forgive me. I'd forgotten. In exchange of introductions, it's expected when first meeting those with whom one is unacquainted. What the? When the vibration of vocal folds was still required to convey our thoughts and intention, Ia, I believe, was the pronunciation referring to our people. Though it is not entirely applicable given our present state, you're welcome to use this appellation. As for nomenclature to address my individual person, I believe it would be pronounced Kafkuj. Sure. It's Kafkuj of the Aya. We have encountered beings that communicate intermittently through thought, but never one that is wholly without voice. Assume we are having this conversation via the medium of aether. Dynamis has a space fused with vast quantities of it. That's new, in either case. I gather your response to my presence is positive then. That is well, but there is something I wish to ask of you. Like yourselves, we Aya are aether-based life forms. Therefore, it may be surmised that your bodies are of comparable biological composition to those we once possessed. I have a number of queries regarding your subjective perception of the five senses: sight, sound, taste, touch, and smell. Until I prepared 798,712,180,827. Let me do that again. 198,712,180,827. Okay. It's rather a lot, isn't it? My apologies. I've omitted a great many details necessary to understand the nature of my request. Though we dispensed with our corporeal vessels long ago, we have rediscovered a need for the flesh and have endeavored to recreate our erstwhile forms. However, all pertinent records have been lost due to the passage of time. Take, for example, the nervous system. It is well within our power to recreate, but we have no frame to reference for sensations once experienced by our people, which may compromise our ability to interact with our physical environment. Reason you need to regain corporeal forms? Why, to bring an end to our existence, of course. Though need is perhaps too strong a word, it would be a simple matter to unmake ourselves through use of etheric extinguishers? I don't know. But such a death seems inadequate. The traditionalists among us believe proper death requires an inescapable sense of impermanence in one's final moments, an experience found only with bodies of flesh. I should very much like to hear more of your plans. In exchange, we'll answer any questions you have to the best of our ability. Such an exchange of information would indeed prove useful. Very well. To ensure efficacious exchange, I hereby invite you to our home. Yes, the abode of the Aya, where we traditionalists prepare for our demise. I presume you consent to answer our questions in indicative of a tacit approval of our plans, in which case your cooperation is greatly appreciated. I must caution you, however, to be mindful of the Aya wandering the desert. Their desire for bodies of flesh could be described as overzealous. Now, you would follow me? It is going rather smoothly, not that I'm complaining. Even so, we mustn't forget that their aim is oblivion, much like the dragons. Though I fail to see why a civilization so seemingly advanced would choose to unmake all that they have created. At any rate, we'll find no answers down here. Let's be on our way. Oh yay, another aetheryte to attune to. Ugh, it's chilly here. I'm gonna go and make my way to the aetheryte first, I think. Welcome to our abode. Most of our compeers you will find remain idle in their domiciles. Though your quizzical expressions indicate my phrasing is unclear. Speak, of course, of the violet crystalline constructs hanging from the stone structures there. Say they remain idle. The blow of your work to regain corporeal bodies. An astute question, and understandable given your finite nature. We had no desire to pursue our research, for it's no longer necessary. If, in our idleness, we are struck by sudden inspiration, we rise to pursue said inspiration to its conclusion. That's why I was present for your arrival, and why I continue to engage with you all. But while the others are not currently in a motile state, rest assured that they would not object were you to disturb their respite. You need only cast your thoughts towards one of their crystalline domiciles to communicate. Your thoughts toward the domicile, but there's no response. So not all of them will elicit some kind of response. Interesting. You wish to speak? Very well, pray a moment if you would. Okay. Why we seek our end, you ask? If you wish to know, I will tell you. Just a moment, I must remember, what form did I take when I last emerged? Or... Strange motion comes and goes, but soon fades in silence. Oh wait, this is water. Oh, it's a little pool of water. I realized it was that was a shallow thing of water. Oh, excuse me. Did you Inquiries yield satisfactory responses. I see. If they fail to answer, then it's likely because their minds have unraveled due to prolonged idleness. They are not but concentrated aether now. Worry not. There are no others who have the need for those lodgings, and they will not prove a hindrance to remain as they are. But more importantly, he said some few did answer requests for an audience. Yes, I imagine they would. They'll be here with us ere long. Flesh abandoned. Alright. I'll leave the recording off there. It's getting pretty late.